We are packing and getting ready to move the shop to our new location. So I've got all of my toolboxes next to each other for the first time in a long time. And I thought this was the perfect opportunity to go through the 3 toolboxes that I have owned over my mechanical YouTube fab career. Starting with the Husky, then a Milwaukee, now a Snap-on behind me. Let's go through them, talk about features, benefits, things I like, things I don't like. Let's go. This was the box I graduated to when my first toolbox, which was just a Craftsman single stacker, would no longer work. I picked this up on a Black Friday deal from Home Depot. I think I paid $400. Now, granted, that was it was a floor model. It was discounted because it was the holidays, so I got a smoking deal on it. But this thing kicked butt for a long time, so I've got it all cleaned up now. It's been a great tool chest. We're transitioning this guy over to be more of the fabrication. So tooling for the lathe, tooling for our fab table and welding and things like that. Some small parts, because you're gonna need small part storage always, regardless. But then the big thing is we're moving heavy stuff, like all of the drills and reamers that we have for the lathe, some of the heavy tooling for the lathe, and also for, which drawer did I put it in? For our tubing bender, more lathe cutting tools, bandsaw blade. So you kind of get the idea here. This is transitioning to be the fabrication tool set. So after filling up this toolbox and beating on it for several years, I upgraded to this guy, and I ended up running pretty much the toolboxes at the same time just because I needed the extra space. I filled this one up. There really wasn't another option unless I moved to the Snap-on, which I wasn't ready to do at this point. So I bought a Milwaukee toolbox. There are some features and benefits to this guy that I like. First and foremost, it's deeper. So this drawer in particular, this is a good example here. Let's find where I put this. This is the blade for the bandsaw. It fits well in here, but it does not fit in this guy. And just for comparison's sake, let's use so small, medium, XL. But that is one benefit that's nice. Having deeper drawers allows you to store more equipment. You're not necessarily going to gain any height, but it's going to be the depth of the drawers that makes the difference. And here's one of the pet peeves I have about this box. It doesn't have enough deep drawers. You'll see this has 1, 2, 3 deep drawers. It's got 1 here. It's got 1, 2 here. I've only got maybe 1 or 2 on this. Now, they did give me a big center drawer and a top drawer on top of it, but the reality is you've got a socket set, you've got wrenches, and maybe some screwdrivers. Most of your other tools need deeper drawers, and that's what we're going to get into when we get over to the Snap-on. This box got me the deeper drawers. It got me some additional space up top, and that was a big improvement. Having a deep drawer means you can store more stuff, obviously, without going up in height. Now, one of the pet peeves I have with this toolbox, and I've got 2 pet peeves with this that I'll tell you about. The first is how it pivots. There is only 1 wheel on the back on either side that pivots. So on this side they pivot, this side it doesn't. It makes it difficult to really maneuver it in tight corners. This guy has a wheel in the middle that doesn't pivot, but both corners pivot. It allows the box to swing more. Whereas this guy, you kind of have to roll in a direction. Minor quibble because you kind of set it up and forget it, but still, that was a difference. The giant tool carrier center drawer. This is great. I love this. And I love that I have a smaller drawer on top. I only got the one drawer with Husky. And quite honestly, this is the tool drawer I worked off of the most. It holds the most, it's got the deepest capacity. That's where you're gonna work out of. So having two like this was great. But here's another drawback that I found with this box. Not so much with this guy, but I have a ton of shallow drawers that can fit. They can't even fit my little toy monster truck. Now, I get that these are supposed to hold pliers, they're supposed to hold wrenches and other things like that. But what happens is, as your tool collection grows, your tool sizes grow, and you end up with deep sockets and hub sockets and all sorts of things that won't really fit in here. So as much as I love this toolbox, and they're still getting used in my shop, the Snap-on makes sense for me. So let's look at the Snap-on, and we'll talk about why it costs so much. First, let's get this out the way. This box is absolutely ridiculously expensive. It's more expensive than it should be. And part of what you're getting when you pay for the box is the name, obviously, but it's the service, it's the warranty. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for some guy who's local to your area, who swings through your shop every month or so to bring you parts when this thing breaks down. And apart from the construction, which is a lot more durable and heavy duty than the prosumer consumer grade boxes, this thing does have a lot of stuff that's really well thought out. So before we get into that, I did want to suffice to preface this, that you don't need this. If you're wrenching on your truck on the weekend, these are perfectly good, more than adequate. This is a professional level box. From the heavy duty casters, which are the reason they've got heavy duty casters, this is all lockable with a truly lockable key, not a like tiny little key that you can break with a screwdriver. Heavy duty casters, should this thing need to move, if you're a professional wrench, this is your livelihood, and this travels with you. It goes in the back of trailers, it moves from shop to shop with you. Having something that's robust and has a massive heavy duty frame to it, that's the difference, and that difference is all baked into that price. So with that out of the way, let's jump into why this thing is so cool, because it has a lot of cool features. While it's not really fair to compare these guys to these guys for obvious reasons, capacity-wise, you'd be surprised at just how much this can hold. While this does have an upper cabinet on it, the depth, the width of this thing, I mean, it's a good 6 foot wide, 3 feet, 4 feet deep, and it shows. So I'm gonna blast through this so you guys can see what's in here. Keep in mind, we're moving, so it's kind of overfull at this point. But you'll see I get 3 really massive deep drawers. I mean, that's holding hub tools, it's holding angle impacts, it's holding 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch, it's holding guns, it's holding impacts and sockets and breakers and everything, all my extensions. This drawer alone probably weighs 400, 500 pounds, I would guess. Maybe not that much, but a substantial amount. Top drawer, you get what you pay for with that. 1 drawer down, still deep. This is a good 3 inches deep. And when it pulls out this far, you can see just how much stuff you're able to carry in here. These are all my wrenches. I've got my nut drivers, massive oversized stuff, torque wrenches. Oh, John, I found the pipe. We were looking for this forever. I found it. It was on top of the drill press, or fall down behind the drill press. Anyway, AN fittings or AN wrenches, and then pliers. So this is where all the pliers go, and obviously I got a ton of room in here still, but I can see. Pliers don't work very well when they're laid down like that. You lose a ton of space. And so while it might be practical with a drawer like this to just put a bunch of pliers down, you're not really going to be able to hold that many. That's actually a pretty good comparison. So that drawer compared to that guy. So that's the difference in depth here that we're talking about. Like, what have we got here? This is 18 inches deep versus 27 inches deep. So another 9 inches, which that's where the difference comes in. All the drawers hold, I mean, you've seen the videos of dudes standing in here. So they all hold a lot of weight. The storage bins for all the tools is well thought out. The Milwaukee does have one too. It just wasn't, I had too many tools for it. So once again, the difference between professional grade and consumer grade. This is the power drawer that has all of my chargers in it, batteries. What other cool drawers do I have? Cap and filling drawer. Steering pullers, terminal kits, electrical components. I think this is more electrical stuff. But you can see I'm able to fit these. Let's just see. So I'm able to stack these. So this is where I keep all my DTM Deutsch connectors for wiring. I wonder if this will fit. See, that's what kind of bugs. Will it fit in here? Oh, it does. But it's close. So, yeah. Whereas, let's find a skinny. I wonder if it would fit mountains. But at the end of the day, you will know when you need this. It's going to be obvious. And if you don't need it right now, you don't need to spend the money. There's obviously one competitor missing from the mix, and that is the Harbor Freight, or it's called the Icon series. They've got a whole line of tools, professional grade tools and toolboxes that I haven't really got much experience with. I've got a Harbor Freight welder that I swear by. It's their Vulcan welder. I've had it for like 5 or 6 years now, and it has never failed me. It lays great welds. So Harbor Freight can build some killer stuff. I just don't have experience with their Icon toolboxes. I've looked at them. I've played with them in the shops. They look great. You don't get the van driving around delivering parts when things go bad, but you're paying 4 times the price with Snap-on. So, you know, who knows? I do see one of those toolboxes in my future. Maybe not the big roll cab like I've got with the Snap-on, but maybe a smaller tower or something like that. It's a great option for those of you who are looking to make the step from a prosumer from a consumer to a prosumer level box. You're probably going to get all the attributes I talked about with the Snap-on without the big heavy price tag, but you're not going to get the lifetime warranty, I would guess. I don't know. It looks like a good option out there. But I hope this video was helpful. Essentially, if you're building a truck in your garage and this isn't your full-time gig, you don't need a big, massive Snap-on toolbox. You can get one if you want to, but it's not really necessary. You will know as your tool collection grows, the needs to hold all those tools will grow. And it becomes fairly obvious after a while that you can continue buying the same style toolbox like I did with the Husky and then the Milwaukee. And you're basically just replacing one with a similar size, newer version. When it comes time to buy the Snap-on or the Icon, who knows what other options will be out there from me, but I hope you guys found this useful. I'm going to link some other videos up here that I've done on toolboxes and tools, and I hope this finds you guys happy, healthy, and ready for a killer 2024. Thank you for watching this channel. Thank you for all your support. Go check out merricksgarage.com. I've got my build consulting, my seat brackets, and everything over there. Hit that subscribe button. Leave me a comment, and we'll see you soon. Merricks Garage.